As we keep saying, there's lots of patterns in math, and sometimes based on a few clues, I can determine a lot more information. So the question I want to ask you is what's the equation of the line that satisfies these 2 points, or means that these 2 points are on that line? The point 4 and negative 3, and the point, or the coordinate point, negative 2 and 6. What's the equation of that line? Well, if I remember again that I can use point slope sometimes to help me, which means I need to have a slope and a point to determine the equation of the line. Well, looking at this, I don't have the slope. I just have 2 points on the line. But you guys are remembering, wait a minute, Willie. If you have 2 points, you can determine the slope. And you're absolutely right. So let's first determine what the slope is. And the slope, again, was the change in those y values over its change in its x values. And it doesn't matter which one we designate as our first set of coordinates or our second set of coordinates. So let's make this our x1, make that our y1, make this our x2, make that our y2. So y2 is 6 minus a negative 3, all over a negative 2, minus a 4, and that gives me 6 plus 3, that's a 9, all over a negative 6, and that looks like that equals a negative 3/2. So now I have a slope of a line of negative 3/2. And if I remember, our point slope form of the line, I could use that to continue this particular puzzle that I have here. So y minus y1. Again, all I need is 1 point or 1 coordinate, and I have 2, so I can use any one of those. But I'll just use this first one because it's already kind of labeled that way. So y minus a negative 3 equals my slope, which I found out is negative 3/2, times my x minus my x1 value, which is a 4. And now I go ahead and reduce and clean that up as best as I can. So y plus a 3 equals a negative 3/2 x minus 3/2 times minus 4 gives me a positive 6. Subtract 3 from both sides. I get y equals negative 3/2 x plus 3. And there is my equation of a line, y equals negative 3x plus 3. That satisfies my initial conditions of having to contain both of those points. Now you can check at home if you want. You will get the same solution if you used the second coordinate points.